welcome to At Heaven's Door, Tara, to our new channel, TTWN. We spare no expenses. This is Tara Talks World News. So this is our high-end logo cup that we got from the Dollar Tree, which is now the $1.25 tree. So now they should put a little 25, you know, like the R on the trademark at the top of their Dollar Tree sign, so that we know it's $1.25 now. I thought it was going up to $1.10, but I guess it's $1.25. And I was looking, I was gonna buy a candy bar, and I saw, oh, $1.25, oh, that's too much. And I'm like, wait, it is $1.25 now. So, but did you ever think, like, if you think $1.25, you're like, oh, that's too much. That's like $1, you look over $1. But I bet you they're gonna go to $1.50. Because if you think $1.25, well, that's over $1. I don't know if I want to spend that. But if you think $1.50, that's less than $2. I think I'll spend that. So I bet you it's gonna go up, just like everything else. So, on this channel, brought to you by At Heaven's Door Tara, we are going to talk about everything in the news. So, I wanted to do a few updates. I'm going to put on my reading glasses so I can see. I have to double do it because I can't do bifocals. So, our first topic, if you saw, and I have my notes here, official, I couldn't get it to view my desk. I have my desk, okay, my desk down here. I better not mess it up, so I'm just going to leave it like that. So, if you saw my missing persons videos, I did a video on a gentleman named Kian McLaughlin. And he was from, I believe, Australia. Don't quote my memory, I do have lupus brain. But he went missing at the Grand Teton National Park. And now I kind of briefly did a quick search on YouTube, so I don't think they found him yet. When I did my video back when, I thought that they would find him around now. I said maybe June-ish, but whenever winter was over and the snow had melted, so I don't know what this season is like there. I think it's Nevada or Wyoming. I'm not quite sure. But I'll put it on the screen right here. But so what I said in my video was that he went on his hiking trail. It was supposed to be just a day trip. He wasn't planning for a long trip. And he went missing. So they searched for him. His mom came from, I believe, from Australia with an uncle or brother or someone, a friend, and they searched for him. They couldn't find him. What I felt at the time when I looked it up is that he fell into a crevice, you know, and in this crevice he kind of got stuck and he couldn't get out. So he you know, in this small crevice where he fell into, but his foot got stuck or something got stuck, and he just couldn't get out there. So, and what I said is where he fell was, if you were on the trail and it was going towards Bradley Lake, I believe, and if you were on the trail, like there was a point in the trail where if you looked this way, the trails looked the same as if you looked that way. So he got disoriented and he went the wrong way. It got dark. He fell into this crevice. And I felt that once winter came and spring with the rains and everything, all the water and snow melting, then the water would rise his body up and they would find him. So let's go to the map and I will show you where I think he will be found. Okay, so it took me a minute to find the trail map again, but here it is. And Cooper, get out of the picture. So where I thought he would be found, that's the word, is right here above the Bradley Lake right here where this triangle is, it says 1.5 mile. I believe he went that way and fell in a crevice, like I said, and that's where I think he will be found. So, and that's in the Grand Teton National Park. That's where some of the best hiking trails in Grand Teton National Park can be found. And I believe that's where he might be. So we'll see. Okay, so that's the place where I think he'll be found. So we'll see if I'm correct or not. All right. The next issue on our news list today is the Will Smith issue. Now, that's been beat to death or slapped to death. You know, everybody's talking about it. We're sick of talking about it. I haven't kept up. It is, let's see what day it is. It's April 14th. Let me see if I can get the screen. It's 11:40 on April 14th. April 14th. So I don't know if anything new has come out about that issue. You know, oh God, now I'm really blind. That really blinded me. With anyone saying anything further. I think I did see a snippet on my news feed that maybe Chris Rock was going to sue him, but then I saw that that was a lie. So I don't know. But this is what I want to say. This was my intuitive hit. And these are all my intuitive hits. So I don't want to say that I'm psychic, because I feel that word carries a lot of weight, a lot of responsibility. So I would not call myself that. I do have a lot of clairs. I do have a lot of knowings. I do have a lot of huge gut instincts. I am very empathic. And for some reason, it's with the news, things that happen on the news. Like, why can't I be like in my own life or in, you know, I don't know. I mean, I guess this is what I'm supposed to do, but, you know, I've been called to do a lot of things, videos and things that happen in the news, and, you know, with lupus, and I have like 6 autoimmunes. Like, I just don't have the energy. And by the time, you know, I'm like called to do a video on it, the case is solved, you know, so it's like, I missed out on that. But I mean, like, who cares? That would only be for my ego anyway. But, but I wouldn't call myself a psychic. But I would call myself, I would say a seer. Like, I see things, I see visions and stuff like that across my mind. So, and this is a way to document and verify, you know. I mean, who knows, you know, and we all have this heightened intuition. It's just whether we use this muscle or not. So this is what I'm doing. I'm using this muscle. So anyway, back to Will Smith. So before the slap happened, you know, I had nothing to do. So, and I usually don't watch the red carpet. I usually don't watch the award shows. You know, I might watch like the music videos. I mean, the music sections, you know, on YouTube, go back or watch the highlights, you know. But I usually don't sit there and watch the whole thing. But I had nothing to do, so I was just watching. I watched from start to beginning, the red carpet to the end. And I was watching the host of GMA3, I believe, What You Need to Know, TJ Holmes, and I think it's Amy Robach. Well, anyway, they were interviewing interviewing people on the red carpet. And they interviewed Will Smith and Jada Smith. And this was before anything happened. And I was struck by Jada Smith, okay? Now, she had, you know, people that have that, was it stone bitch face? You know, she had the stone bitch face. And I was like, why is she so, like, stone? You know, like, no expression, kind of like just a mean bitch face. And I know she has some autoimmunes. I know she's got the alopecia thing. So my first thought was, maybe she's in pain. I mean, I can relate to that, maybe she's just in pain. Maybe she's not feeling good. Maybe she's in pain. But my second thought was, well, why aren't you excited or happy for your husband? I mean, this is the biggest night of his life. I mean, this is well deserved. I love Will Smith movies. He's a wonderful actor. I mean, I love anything he's in. And he's all jolly. He does that laughing, joking around. He's always seems upbeat. So I was like, there's something is off. Something is off with her. The aura, the vibe, something was off. So my first instinct was, maybe she's just not feeling good. But then my second instinct was, maybe she's jealous. Jealous, I don't know why. Jealous of her husband getting all this attention that he deserved. So, but I knew, I didn't know what it was, but something was off. Okay, so that was weird to me as an intuitive. Night goes on, everything happens, everything's good. So then Chris Rock is up there. Okay, he makes the joke, and of course she rolls her eyes. You see Will laughing at first. He's happy-go-lucky. I mean, he's riding high. It's his best night, and you don't really see what she does to him. You see her roll her eyes at the joke. You see him laughing at the joke, but then you don't see what happens in between. And so, to put it all together, what I was thinking was, to make it make sense, okay, things were playing in my head, and I was thinking, well, maybe, and I don't think this is it, but this is what I was thinking. I'm like, maybe Chris Rock and Will Smith and Jada saw everybody, they just saw each other in passing on the red carpet, as everybody's going into wherever they have to go, and they saw each other in passing, and maybe Chris Rock was like, oh, like that, like pointing to her head. And Will Smith was like, don't go there, like kind of kidding around. And he went there with the joke. Now, if that were the case, let's say that happened on the red carpet, that would make total sense on why, Will thought about it for a moment, was like, wait, I told him, don't go there. And he reacted the way he reacted, went up on stage. But I think if that were the case, I think that would have come out by now. So, okay, so I don't think that was the case. Now, the other thing I think with when she did the interview with the whole bitch facing thing happening is maybe right prior to her going for that, doing the interview with TJ and Amy, maybe someone had said something to her about the baldness, a rude comment that hurt her feelings, maybe, again, Will Smith kind of laughed it off, like, and she was like, dude, you don't have my back, man up, I hope you don't hear my air, because it just went on, so I tried to keep the noise to a limit, because I'm right by traffic, but I'm dying of heat in here, so it should go off. But anyway, so maybe something happened on the red carpet, that someone said something to her right before she came on the cameras with TJ and Amy's interview with them, and it put her in a bitch mode because Will didn't respond to the people, or he responded not how she wanted him to respond, like backing her up and putting those people in their place. So when it happened with Chris, we didn't see how she looked at Will, because I think one comedian said that your B gave you the side eye, so you had to go up there and take care of business. You had to go act like Tupac. I think she was married to Tupac. I think that's the person, so don't quote me if I'm wrong. So he went up to defend his woman, in a aggressive way, because he felt that's what he had to do. So those are what I feel. Something like that could have led to the whole incident. Something happened on the red carpet that put her into bitch mode face because Will wasn't acting how she wanted him to act. Now, with all that said, as I did watch a few other videos, and watching Jada Smith, and this is just my opinion, and this is for entertainment purposes only. And I guess I am being judgmental here. which is not good, I guess. But this is my opinion. My opinion is, from what I see with the couple, is Will, he was in puppy love. He was head over heels about Jada. You know, they met when they were younger on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, you know, and he's madly in love with this woman, okay? So, I mean, for him to take her back after she had the entanglement with her son's friend, you know, I mean, he is not going to give up on the relationship. He worked really hard. And not to pull shade on Virgos, but she's high Virgo in her chart. I have Virgo in my chart, okay, so I understand. The Virgos I know, they don't have a lot of couth or smoothness or gentleness or empathy. They're pretty harsh in their words. And they live in their own world, their own way of thinking. And their way of thinking they feel is superior. So I feel possibly Jada has that way of thinking in her world and her views of how marriage should be, open, blah, blah, blah. And I think it's even was said that that's not how Will grew up. So as far as the relationship goes, I feel that because he loved her so much, he bent to her ways, her openness, okay? But that I think, and I heard that he was in rehab for mental clarity, you know, to work on himself and heal, and which I think is highly wonderful. And I think it's going to do him a world of good, because I think he's going to realize that maybe Jada is not his person. It was a phase he had to go through. It was a lesson in life that he had to learn. We all have to learn lessons. Sometimes they're not easy. Sometimes they're very painful, but it's lessons we have to learn to come to our higher true self, which I think he has been striving to do. But without bashing her too much, I think it was a toxic relationship. So I kind of, in a way, feel a little sorry for Will. I think he needs someone who's more loving, more comforting, more just, I don't know, just more comforting. And I haven't read his book. I think there's something about his book with his father abusing the mother, and he never stood up for that. So he's got childhood traumas, just like Chris Rock has childhood traumas about being bullied. So they're two black men that haven't, that are trying to heal, because I think Chris Rock is in therapy, and he handled the situation like wonderfully. I mean, his therapy has paid off. I mean, kudos to him. He held it together. I mean, that was for the world to see what you can do. You have a choice how to respond to aggressiveness behavior to you. That was like a video every high school kid should see. You do not have to respond in anger. You do not have to respond in violence. And now, a slap is considered an act of aggressiveness, just as a push or whatever. And I think it's just a misdemeanor. I will put that in the comments because I looked it up. Misdemeanor. I think you can have a year in jail possibly for that. But usually they'll send you to counseling or anger therapy or something like that, or probation or whatever. So it's not as big a crime as if you shot people on the train in New York, okay? I'm not condoning it. I'm just saying it's a lower charge, but it is an aggressive act of violence, of aggression. So they're two men. But I think it was a good learning lesson, and it would be nice if they both could come together at some point down the road and maybe speak about violence in America, about violence among our black male youth, and talk to them. this would be a great opportunity for the two black men to come together and say what they did right and what they did wrong. You know, I think it would be hugely beneficial to society. Now, in the future, as I see Will Smith going, it is my, let's say, prediction that the marriage will dissolve. That's just my prediction. I could be wrong. I have no ego. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know, shoot. No, okay, don't shoot me. Bash me in the comments, whatever. I think he will be cordial and they will be together for their children, but I think he will separate. I don't know if he'll divorce, but they definitely will separate. And I think he will, now he's banned from the academy for 10 years, which I think is extremely an extreme measure. 5 years, fine. 10? Are you kidding me? That's a little extreme, in my personal opinion. However, whatever. This was a phase he went through. This was a lesson he had to learn. This was a huge tower moment for him to regroup, reroute himself in life, Will Smith. And I think he can just go into the music industry now. They have Kanye, you know what I mean? They could do that. If he could fit in there. So I think he will come out, and I think he will reinvent himself, possibly with music, because he can go there. And I don't know if he'll rap. I don't know if he'll do spiritual songs. I don't know if he'll do jazz. He's very creative. I think it'll be something interesting. It might not come out right away. You know, I think he'll have to contemplate on it. But I think we're going to see a whole new Will Smith. Maybe he'll become a speaker, you know, spiritual speaker. I don't know. But I was thinking he can just go back to his roots of music, where he started. You know, I think that's where he started. So that's what I see for Will Smith. So that's that. Now, so let's look at the video that I was talking about with Will. Okay, so I couldn't find the video of, I think it was TJ Holmes and Amy Robach from Good Morning America, What You Need to Know. They did the red carpet. This was from, was it Selena Gomez? I don't know, the Disney star, whoever. But it showed the same kind of thing as what I was alluding to. Okay, so this was her face in the interview that I was trying to find. Now, in this interview with, I think it was Selena Gomez. Stop. Sorry if I'm wrong with the actress. I'll put it in the comments below. Move! Sorry, my dog is right there. So she had the same face. She didn't really break this face in the interview I was looking for. Now, in this interview, she was laughing in the beginning. However, she had this face the whole time when she was interviewing with the other two interviewers from GMA 3. Now, she does have that alopecia and autoimmune diseases, which is an autoimmune disease, which I have. And now, my first thought could have been, when I first saw her, my first thought was she could be in pain, just the way she was standing. But then after, you know, the incident happened with the slap, I thought back to this face that she had. And now, again, this was an interview after this one, but this was the face that she had pretty much the whole interview with TJ Holmes and Amy Robach, I believe. And she didn't really break that face the whole time during that interview. So after the slap happened, I recalled that, and I just wondered, you know, and I'm not trying to throw any shade on her or anything, but it's kind of like a bitch face, you know, the what's it called, the steady bitch face, you know, that some people have. And I just felt in the moment when I was watching that interview that something had been said or happened. Because Will, you know, he's kind of lighthearted, he jokes, you know, he's got that laugh. But she definitely, there was an issue. There was definitely an issue. Now, whether it was pain, I don't know. But after the slap happened, like I said, sorry, I'm repeating myself. I remembered her aura, her demeanor. And I feel like something happened on that red carpet. You know, maybe a joke was said about her hair. My initial thought that maybe Chris Rock, maybe they saw each other in passing, and he pointed to her head, and Will was kind of like, don't go there, you know, like kind of joking it off, and they joked it off. That would kind of make sense about why the slap happened. But I think if that were the case, that would have come out by now. But maybe someone else had joked about it right before the interview that I was looking for, where she kept this face almost, I mean, I think it was really the whole interview. So I felt, my first initial thought was maybe she's in pain, okay. Second thought was maybe she's jealous of all the attention that Will was getting for this award, you know, and why would you be jealous of your husband, you know, finally getting what he deserved, you know. I mean, I love Will Smith movies, so I felt envy, you know. But then after the slap happened is when I went back to what I was looking, not what I was looking at, what I was thinking about when I was looking at that interview, because I watched the whole day. I had nothing to do, so I watched the whole red carpet thing and the whole, you know, awards, which, you know, I never even watched hardly ever before, maybe snippets, but so I feel like maybe something happened on the red carpet, that someone had said something to her that possibly hurt her feelings, and Will just laughed it off. So then when the Chris Rock thing happened, where it was in front of the whole world, you know, and she did make it look like, oh God, here we go again, but now the whole world sees it, you know, maybe her stomach sunk, you know, her heart rather sunk into her stomach, you know, and just was utter embarrassment. And she looked over at Will like, okay, you know, you didn't do anything on the red carpet, you're laughing it off again. Like, you know, I think one comedian said, you know, your bitch gave you the eye roll or the side eye, so you had to go up and do something. And we're going to talk about that more in a minute. But so this was the face that I saw at that interview that I was looking for and I couldn't find. And this was where I was like, there is something off. There is something off with her today. She is pissed about something. And I think all that led to the slap. So let's talk a little more about it. Okay, so fix my camera again. Alright, so since this is a news channel, because it is Terror Talks World News, okay, for anyone that lives in Chicago, or Illinois rather, there is this guy, Irvin, I think is his last name. He is campaigning for governor. We have Pritzker now. And again, this is how I get intuitive hits about the news. So this guy, Irvin, he's done some ad campaigns on TV, and let me show you one of them. Hang on. Okay, so here's the guy. We'll try to play a little bit of it if I don't get kicked off YouTube. If I can get it to play. Hang on, people, because this one wasn't too bad.
They tried to burn the city down. Richard Irvin took it back. Elect Irvin governor. We'll take back our state. A riotous mob. The police outnumbered.
Okay, so that's the guy. Okay, so that one wasn't too bad. And at first I saw him and I'm like, okay, he cleared up Aurora. That's what he says. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I have nothing against Pritzker. I'm not real political or anything like that. I do talk about the topics when I get the intuitive hits. But, so that commercial was okay. But now he has another commercial and I couldn't find it again. I couldn't find what I was looking for. How could that happen on YouTube? But he has another commercial, and my intuitive advice is, who the hell is his campaign manager? Because I think he just blew it. So in this second commercial, in this other commercial he talks about, he says something, and then he says, we don't need to defund the police. We need to fund the police. We don't need to defund the police. We need to defend the police. And I'm like, oh boy, that guy's taking a risk there, because this is a blanket statement. Now, this can mean a lot of different things for a lot of different people. Now, this is a black man. We need to defend the police? What about all those people who have police killing their son, their daughter, in bed, when they barge into the home, or on the couch when they barge into the home, or on a traffic stop? I don't know if you could just hear my dog. He's like, oh, can you stop talking on these videos? But, so we need to defend. Okay, enough of your 5 minutes of fame. We need to defend the police. That's a blanket statement. That's dangerous, okay? Then after that, he says, it comes on the screen and it says no handouts. It says, he says, no handouts. Handouts keep people down. Letting the sirens go through. Okay. Again, blanket statement. That could have many different reactions. Who the heck is this guy's campaign manager? He needs to be fired, because no handouts? You mean the stimulus checks didn't help people? You mean the food lines of cars and cars, even Cadillacs, even Yukons, what's the Yukon, GMC Yukon, Ford Focus, whatever car was in the line, rich people, poor people, middle class people that were lined up for the food that they needed, free masks, free vaccinations, free rental assistance, no handouts. That keeps people down? Dude, you just lost it there. You lost a lot of people. I guess he's Republican. And then he says at the end, he says, but that's what the liberal Democrats want, is to keep people down. Okay, now that could be an argument that some people make or something like that with the socialist society, whatever, but that's not, but he's not clarifying that. This is what, like a 2-minute commercial? He hasn't gone into depth. You can't, okay, this is just my opinion. Those are statements that bring too much. There's no time to clarify all those statements. And in the end, he says, I'm the Democrats' worst nightmare. Okay? Don't we have enough nightmares in this world? We have COVID. We have Russia in war. We have Ukraine suffering. And they're begging the world to help because they feel that if we don't help them, we're next. We have high gas prices, high inflation, high grocery prices. We don't know what to do. We can't afford to put gas in our car to get to our job, to pay for our groceries. Baby formula is gone. I mean, and he's gonna be the worst nightmare? Dude, you need to pull those commercials, in my opinion. Again, this is for entertainment purposes only. So, let's talk about January 6th real quick. Okay, I haven't kept up with that, but I know it's getting close. Okay, now we have that one of the judges on the Supreme Court, his wife was texting one of the guys in the Senate, I think, I think the Senate, I don't know if he's in the House or in the Senate, about the big lie, the making sure Trump overwins the election. Number one, I'd be so pissed if I was that judge that his wife did that. Okay, he definitely needs to recuse himself from any kind of decision on anything related to January 6th, January 1st to 7th, whatever. He definitely needs to. He may even need to step down from the Supreme Court. It may come to that. Now, January 6th, okay. And I haven't, again, I'm not updated on it, but the guy, well, they say it's a guy. It's not a guy, I don't think. But the person that was walking and leaving the bombs, I think one near the other government buildings that were around the Capitol, where government officials work, there was 2 bombs left. Well, they didn't go off. And I think they didn't go off because the person that was, because at one point you see the guy or the girl, I think it's a girl, but talking on the phone to whoever, I think I know who, but to whoever, to decide whether they detonate these things or not, because they were never detonated. Well, they didn't need to detonate them. They were only going to be detonated if they needed a distraction. But since the January 6th thing went berserk, more than their wildest dreams, they actually didn't have to detonate, because they were only going to detonate those bombs if they needed a distraction to get all the cops away from the Capitol. But it was just overrun. They didn't need to go there. Okay, so that was just a plan B if they needed it. So that's why they never got detonated. So let me just show you the video real quick. Okay, watch the walk. Okay, and like I said, notice the walk, all right? So, the walk, and I saw, I don't know, CNN or one of them things, they were talking about that this person has an unusual walk. Well, they don't have an unusual walk, and I think people have talked about it, and even Trump in an interview said, oh, the guy that did da-da-da, they need to catch him or whatever. The reason it has an unusual walk is because it's a female. She's wearing heels inside men gym shoes. So let's say she's a size 6 heel, probably a platform, because not a spiked heel, because then she'd probably trip. So the platform shoes, for women, they're easy to walk in. So she's probably having a platform size 6 shoe inside a size 10 or 11 male gym shoe. So if you were a woman walking in that, you would walk kind of funny, okay? Another thing I noticed, so I believe it's a woman, she might even be wearing more than like 2 pairs of clothes to make her look bulkier, but she really wasn't that bulky. And if you really look at the video, okay, her shoulder's like this. So when I saw that, I believe it's someone who either had recent shoulder surgery, because she was adjusting the backpack. She kept adjusting the backpack. Or breast surgery, breast cancer surgery. That was my first intuitive hit. So I believe it was a female, wearing her female shoes inside male tennis shoes. That's why the walk was kind of like funny. There is someone in the Senate or House that walks funny, female. Okay, just saying. But so, and the shoulders were tilted, so, you know, and it was adjusting the backpack. So something with the shoulders, had surgery on the shoulders, or goes to physical therapy with the shoulders, or had breast surgery, cancer or something like that. And recently, before she had to do this. So I feel that it is a woman. And I feel, and that's why I feel that they walked funny. And I feel that it is a woman of significance. Someone in the government, possibly the House or the Senate, someone high up. That's what I feel. And I feel that, in my personal opinion, it will come out. And shit is going to hit the fan. Now, a long time ago, I said I did not think Trump would run again. And this is why, because I think shit is going to hit the fan. I think he is probably going to be serving some time. Could be wrong, maybe not, you know, I don't know. But that's my opinion. So, but my opinion about that person that I don't think they've found yet, and you know what, maybe they did, maybe they do know, but they just need more evidence because they need to have a solid case. So, I think it's going to come out, and this person may, when the heat gets on, may confess to have a bargain. Which brings me to the laundry case. A while back, I said that the father was going to sing like a canary, and I know the Petitos are suing them for, you know, commingling with their son to try to get him to escape because they knew more than they let on. Although they did have they can always plead the Fifth Amendment. But a long time ago, I said if anyone said anything, it was going to be the father. So we'll have to see how that plays out. I don't know. It could be too far gone now. They may just keep pleading the Fifth. However, and I'm not following that either, but I think their lawyer or someone said that they wouldn't claim all this if they didn't have evidence. So maybe the father will cut a deal. So I think people will cut deals on this January 6th case. Okay. And then the last thing on my news list is the New York shooter. Okay, now this is actually the first time that I can remember that it was a black male doing these shootings, mass shootings, because usually it's a white guy. You know what I mean? It's usually a white guy. So he broke the curve. Oh no. Now, and this is kind of what I thought with the Las Vegas shooter. So I don't know if they ever found the oh, please sit down. It's not time. I think he's a film whore. You know, sit down. So anyway, this New York guy on the train in New York. Okay, you know, I was gonna look up his Facebook, and I don't even know if it's still public or not. But I'm like, you know what? No, I have enough. There's enough badness in the world that I'm almost don't even want to watch the news anymore. Every other day there's something going on. But I was like, okay, why? You know, why do people do these things? What was the motive? Like with the Las Vegas guy, I don't know if they ever found the motive for that. But with this guy, I know that they did a little snippet on the news, how he said he posted on Facebook that he was angry, he was bitter, he wanted to kill people, da-da-da. But now, when he shot people, I think he just shot everybody in the leg. So, he didn't actually kill them. And then, he wasn't really good. He bought his gun like a year prior in Ohio or something. So it wasn't an immediate plan to do. Now, I think he planned it, but it wasn't an immediate plan. And so, okay, so why? Why did he do this? And what I came to, and I don't know if anything's happened, I showed you the time before on a motive. But I feel that, and I think this could be for people to come, again, maybe the Las Vegas guy, I can see, not that it's correct, but I can see people being so depressed, so, hanging on a string of their life, wanting to die themselves, having no spirit to live, no real guts to kill themselves. So thinking, I have nothing in life, why not go out famous? So they go and they commit these mass murders. I mean, the Vegas one was horrendous. I mean, that was so sad. Not that the New York one isn't either anything. Anyone gets injured, shot, killed, it's traumatic. But I think he would just, at the end where he was like, you know what? Can't afford rent. Don't have a job. Don't like my job. Don't have anyone loving in my life. I'm done with life. I don't really want to kill myself. I just need a housing and 3 square meals. I can get that in jail for the rest of my life. Don't have to worry. Eat, sleep, have shelter. I was a probation officer and adult and juvenile, but when I was an adult, my bench warrant people would show up in the winter. Why showing up? Because it's cold out. I got nowhere to be. 3 square meals and the roof over my head and a cot. They come in the winter. So, I don't know what his living situation is, but maybe he was on the street, whatever. But I just think he was like, I'm done with life. Don't have the guts to kill myself. So let me go out famous. Let them arrest me. Take me to jail. I don't care. The good thing is he didn't actually kill anybody. Hopefully all these people didn't lose too much blood with it, where they will survive, but they will be traumatized for the rest of their life. Maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe he's been traumatized, so he wanted to traumatize, just like abused people abuse, sexually abused people possibly sexually abuse their children. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what his motive was. We'll only time will tell, and if we ever do find out the motive, I think that's what it was. And then just bring a little light note on this. I don't know who she is, but she was stone cold professional face, a black woman in New York, speaking at the press conferences. I don't know who she was, but I won't want to mess with her. She's very professional, very no smile, no nothing. And she was like, yeah, 36 hours, and we really zeroed in on him, and he had nowhere else to hide. I'm like, bitch, he was at the McDonald's getting his last meal. You know what I mean? Like that commercial. What do you want on your tombstone? He was getting a Big Mac, a big, quarter pounder with cheese, double fries and milkshake, chocolate and vanilla. Let me go sit in the park on the bench and have my last meal. And then I'm going to call Crime Stoppers. You're looking for me? Bitch. Yeah. Okay, you got to find some humor in something. But when she was like, he had we were zeroing in on him. He had nowhere left to hide. bitch. He was in a park eating McDonald's. He called you. So I thought that was cute. But I mean, you know, she just wants to back the people in blue, you know. And I'm sure they did. You know, they did try hard. I'm sure they did do everything. But you know, he was not hiding. You know, like I said, he wanted. He didn't care. He didn't care about life anymore, which is another reason we really need to enhance our mental health social services with the police. And going back to the Will Smith and Chris Rock, if they can come together and do talks to our youth, you know, even about the abuses they felt or saw, the traumas that they felt or saw growing up, and, you know, mistakes they've made, and then to that moment of them confronting each other, you know, with the bullying and then the slap, and saying what I did wrong, what I did right, what I did wrong, what I did right. And you know, and I didn't mention this about the Will Smith, and I know I'm very sick of talking about this, but for him to get 10 years, he is the only one, okay, that I can think of right now, that with the Harvey Weinstein and whoever and ever, you know, all these celebrities or even people, politicians, whatever, he is the only person that shortly after the incident, okay, when he went up and accepted his acceptance speech for what he got. Now, okay, he didn't apologize to Chris at that moment, but he apologized right, what was it, 30 minutes after? He apologized and took accountability for it right after. The next day, he apologized to Chris Rock. You know, he admitted he was wrong. Who else has done that? Do you know what I'm saying? And then, what was it, the next day? Was it the next day or 2 days later? I'm not, you know, I don't know the time frame. But he removed himself from the academy. Like, who has done that? Let's get real, people. Everybody else, you know, Bill Cosby, you know, Harvey Weinstein, whatever, you know, all these people. They deny. No one has admitted they were wrong and apologized right fucking away. But Will Smith did. Okay, and then one of the apologies, someone was like, well, that's not really Will Smith, that was the publicist. I believe it was his apology. I do believe it was his words. And, you know, maybe he did have legal counsel saying, you know, you should probably remove yourself from the academy. But I believe intuitively that he did that. Like, he knew. He effed up. And it is a shame. He's worked this hard, came this far in his pursuit of happiness. And, you know, he did reach the pinnacle, okay? So he did get the Academy Award. But it's a Ten of Swords moment. It's an ending. But it's okay. It's a time to start over. All right? And I think he will. But I'm just saying, 10 years for someone who right away apologizes? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, who tell me who else. Put it in the comments below. Who else apologized right away? I think there was one politician that did that, and that was a good thing. But who else? You know, who was that guy on Access Hollywood? Billy Bush. Remember, he just laughed at, I think, Trump's vulgar joke, and he got kicked off Access Hollywood. You know, I mean, just, I guess, what, the cancel culture thing? I don't know. But things aren't fair. Sometimes things aren't fair. But it, again, because I am a spiritual channel at Heaven's Door Tarot, it is about lessons we have to learn here in life. And we have karma. Karma's a bitch. But at Heaven's Door Tarot, and this is Tarot Talks World News channel, a new channel for you guys. I hope you enjoy this channel. If you would like to see more of this channel, please hit the like button so that I know that you do like this type of thing. I have a new background with the map because it's about the world. We didn't really talk about Russia. Maybe I'll do another video on that. I had an intuitive hit about sex in the military and the soldiers before any of the whole horrific stuff came out about that. And that was another thing where that was like 3 weeks ago, an intuitive hit came to me, and I just sat on it, and then all this other horrific stuff came out. But, you know, so it's like I can't go back and start talking about that now because obviously it's out. So we'll just see, you know, I mean, it's just a bad situation. But anyway, I may pull cards on Russia and maybe on Corona again in a little bit. But if you like this video, if you like to, I just wanted to update as my first video on this Tarot Talks World News, update on all the stories I had done before, and the new stuff about Will and the January 6th, and then the shooter, and just get all up to date so that we can move forward from here. Thank you to my subscribers who are watching this. Love you guys. Thanks a lot. And I will see you soon. Bye-bye.